Welcome back. In our last explainer, we really dug into the architecture behind the AI agent. Well, today, we're officially moving from theory to practice. We're going to show you exactly how you can talk to this agent just using plain English and get these powerful structured JSON responses right back. So yeah, let's get into it. So let's kick things off with a frustration I think we've all felt. You know the answers are hiding somewhere in your database, right? But getting to them, that means writing these super complex queries, maybe joining tables, or just wrestling with some clunky API syntax. Honestly, it can feel like you need to be some kind of database wizard just to ask a simple question. But what if you could just ask? I mean, imagine typing something like, show me all the users who signed up last week, and boom, a perfectly structured, ready-to-use JSON response just appears. Now, that's not science fiction. That's the power of the AI Agent API, and that's exactly what we're going to break down today. Okay, let's dive right in. Now, before we start firing off all these complex questions, we need to do the technical version of a handshake. We're going to do a quick status check just to make sure the agent is awake and ready for our commands. A simple status check is always the best first step. It's just a quick way to confirm that the agent is online and you can actually reach it. Think of it like saying, hello, into a room just to see if anyone's home. And making this call is super straightforward. If you're using a tool like Postman or even curl, you just send a simple GET request to that /status endpoint. The only other thing you need is that standard content type header, and you're good to go. And what you get back is so much more than just a simple OK. This response is packed with valuable intelligence. You see the status is active, which is great, but more importantly, it tells you exactly what operations it supports and which data collections it can actually look at. So now that we know the agent is listening, let's get a little inspiration. You know, the API is actually designed to help you figure out what it's capable of. We can ask it for some sample queries to get our own creative juices flowing. And this request, it's just as simple. It's another GET call, this time to the /samples endpoint. This is an awesome way to see what the agent can do without you having to do any guesswork at all. And here's what you get back. I mean, this is a total goldmine for getting started. It shows you the range, right? You can ask for everything. You can get super specific with an email. You can use time-based filters like last 7 days, or you can even do aggregations, like counting the total number of users. All right, we've checked the vitals, we've seen the examples. Now it is time for the main event, crafting and sending our very own custom query, all in plain English. And this is the beauty of it. The request body is just so incredibly simple. It's a single JSON object with one key, query, and the value is your question. In plain English, that is literally it. So to send your own question, you're going to switch over to a post request. The URL is now /API/AI-agent/query, and in the body, you just put that simple little JSON structure. Just swap out your question here with whatever it is you want to ask your data. The response you get back is just as well structured and helpful. The data array, that's where your results are, you get a confirmation message, and it even echoes back your original query along with the execution time. So everything you need is right there in one place. Okay, so now that you get the fundamental cycle, you ask, you get an answer, let's really explore the agent's versatility. Because the real power here is in the variety of questions you can ask. Let's look at a few more practical examples. You can get incredibly specific. If you need to find one particular record, just ask for it. The agent is smart enough to understand your intent is to find a unique entry. It translates that into the equivalent of a find one operation and returns just that single user object you were looking for. But you're not just limited to fetching big lists of data. You can ask for summaries. A question like, how many users are registered? It doesn't return a giant array of every single user. No, the agent intelligently performs a count operation and gives you just the number you asked for. Super efficient. Now this is where the agent's intelligence really shines. It actually understands relative time. You can use phrases like in the last 7 days or yesterday, and it automatically translates them into the correct database filters. Just think about how much easier this makes building dashboards or running dynamic reports. It's a game changer. So by now, you're probably ready to start firing off your own questions. But before you dive in, let's just quickly run through a little pre-flight checklist to make sure your environment is all set up for success.
Okay, here are the 4 most important things to remember. 1. Always set your content type header. That's a must. 2. The agent relies on a Google API key, so you have to make sure that's set in your environment. 3. Might seem obvious, but your database actually needs to be running. And 4, this is a great built-in safety feature. Any sensitive fields, like passwords, are automatically stripped out of any response.
So we've walked through how this amazing API turns simple English into structured data. You now know how to check its status, how to get examples, and how to ask everything from really simple questions to complex time-based queries. The real power is now in your hands to go and experiment. So I guess the only question left is, what will you ask first?